Girls front line. Today I started a little bit earlier. Isn't that nice? Aren't I such a good streamer? Let me see. Let me just finish setting up a few things here. This live. Yep. Wait. Oh, perfect. This should do. Like slightly. Can I put it here? I think it's safe. Today, continuing Corposant Part 1.5. I have been enjoying this story so far, but it seems like I have not really reached the peak that everyone keeps talking about, that I see people commenting about on Twitter. Now, I said commenting about on Twitter, but they do it in a way that doesn't spoil anything, which I'm very thankful about that aspect of the community of this game. Because of different of other communities, oh, nice. They are not so eager to keep talking about everything. People actually wait a little bit before actually commenting about the chapter, before sharing spoilers about the chapter. Thank you, GFL community. You guys are autistic, but you guys are so nice. So, AS23. Citrinitas of refinement. The third step lies on extracting the treasure known as truth. Ooh. Oh. There's still some time until the presentation begins, and there doesn't seem to be any more news worth overhearing. The dolls and I return to our room to plan our next move. A conversation with Doom just now has given me a basic impression of her, while the presence of that third gem doll has given me serious doubt about our upcoming mission. Being guarded by such a powerful doll all but confirms Doom's standing as her. Yet, her reaction and way of speaking raise some doubts in me. She seems to have total faith in what she's studying. It makes me think that she genuinely believes that she's doing a good thing. Don't smell the stench of Paradise lies and evil coming from her. I always find it funny the way the commander talks about Paradise. I mean to be fair, we all know how many horrible things Paradise has done throughout this franchise. But it seems such an eloquent way of speaking of Paradise. Like, it almost speaks of Paradise as a whole, almost as if he's speaking about the devil. Talking about Christian references, we have seen a few of those throughout the series too. Very, very interesting way of referring to a organization. Instead, it feels too innocent. At the moment, it's difficult for me to tell if she's being genuine or if it's just an elaborate act. Seems I will need to find a way to make further contact with her. The sound of footsteps come from outside our suite, as I ponder my encounter from just now. There is a series of knocks on the door. Sorry. Rosa gets up to open it.
すみません。少しよろしいでしょうか。 ええ、どうしました？
Almost forgot to check the audio. Make sure of these things. Okay, things fine. The staffer holds up a tote bag in his hand. Its velvety steel material is finally made and features the logo of the summit.
遠路はるばるお越しくださったメディアの皆様にお土産をご用意させていただきました。
I don't know about that.
お土産？はい。中身はジラードグループの新製品とリビウの特産品でございます。どうも。
This is way too suspicious. I gesture to Groza to take the bag. After seeing us bringing it inside, the staffer nods and smiles while executing a bow before turning to leave. Once the sound of footsteps outside the door fade away, I shoot Groza a look.
開けよう。
そうね。
Groza cautiously opens up the bag. Just as the staffer said, the bag contains an exquisite gift box. The first layer contains many pretty-looking desserts, while the second has the latest smart device from Girard Group's notable subsidiary brand, released just last month. Groza and Coffee inspect the gift box and even take apart the smart device, but they don't find anything suspicious. Then maybe it's a gift from Offerloom, perhaps?
本当にただのお土産なのか。
指揮官、袋の中まだ何かありますよ。
The bag was tossed aside after its contents were extracted. Currently, it lies in a limp heap on the corner of the dresser. Or at last, it should be limp, without anything inside to support it. Yet, there is a little bulge under its velvety surface.
確認しよう。
Groza picks up the bag and inverts it, but nothing falls out. She then turns it inside out and feels around the side of the bulge.
二重底になってるわ。
I take it from her and feel around the place Groza indicated. Sure enough, there seems to be something hidden inside it. Clearly, someone cut open and then seal it back together again. I rip the seam open and take out the object inside the bag's lining. There is a little box in my hand with a work ID reading special invitation. Oh no. Oh no. This just keeps getting increasingly more suspicious.
盗聴器とかじゃないですよね。
見せて。
I hand the device to Groza. She fiddles with it for a moment, but doesn't seem to find any issues with it. Then, she takes a small slip of paper out from behind the ID.
面倒事があったらこれを使って。頑張ってね。
I don't know. I don't know about this.
指揮官、ジラードグループに知り合いでもいるの？
いや、身に覚えがない。
じゃあ 管理局のサポートだったりして。
カリンたちだったらもっと早く渡したはずだ。
それもそうですね。念のために確認してみませんか？
I nod, and Leva picks up my call shortly afterwards. I tell her about the work I did.
あら、私がそんなむやみにサプライズを送るように見える？今持ってる情報は全て渡した。そのカードだけど。
Leva pauses.
詳細は言えないけど、私も似たような感じで助けられたことがある。
I don't. Could it be DeFi? I find it very unlikely though. My best guess is that there's probably either something coming from Igla, or in the best case scenario, of Orphalum. I don't know. I don't know. Everything seems suspicious to me.
とりあえず、人の好意は受け取ってあげてもいいんじゃない？
Cool.
After hanging up, I inspected the ID again. The card is very well made. There's nothing special about it. I sense that this card is definitely going to come in handy, so I tuck it away into my pocket and wait for the presentation to begin. Oh my god, so many new sceneries here, and they are all so good. Jesus Christ. Okay, focus. No, sorry. sorry. 20 minutes before the summit.
お嬢様の出番は最後になります。発表の時間は30分。何かあれば合図してください。すぐに対処いたします。スライドもサーバーにアップロードしました。あとはリモコンのボタンを押すだけで大丈夫です。他に確認したいことはありますか？
ないわ。この程度、天才科学者オルフェルーネ・ジラードにとって朝飯前よ。
I'm still keeping up the character, for Loon. Also, I kinda was not really expecting her to receive another sprite. For some reason. But I guess it makes sense. Orphalun plants her hands on her waist and proudly raises her chin. She has a confident smile on her face, but a keen observer would note that her hands are trembling, and that there is a faint sheen of perspiration on her forehead.
ええ、当然でございます。失礼いたします。
Igla takes an elaborately stitched handkerchief out of her pocket and lightly dabs away the moisture on Orphalun's forehead. Then takes out a mirror from a pouch and starts moving out the straps of Orphalun's dress. Very meticulous. I sure would love Igla if she wasn't evil.
ねえイグラ、私の髪乱れたりしてない？登壇するからには完璧な状態にしないと。
何も問題ありませんが、もう少し微調整させていただきます。
Igla's hands move with an sculptor's touch, as if she's working with a soap bubble that might vanish at a breath. The look in her eyes isn't a mere professional diligence, but something closer to religious reverence. Yes, very on brand for Paradios.
あと少しで私の研究成果が世に出る。 ジラード家の意向を世界に示してやるんだから。
ええ、全員がひれ伏すことでしょう。
ねえイグラ、時間が来るまでそばにいてくれる？
I wonder what exactly Igla thinks of all. I don't think that she has developed any type of affection towards Offerloom. Maybe she might think that this part of her work might be such a drag to do. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe at some points later in the story she's going to break her character or something like that. We will see.
緊張とかそういうのじゃないから、スケジュールを滞りなく進めるためよ。
いついかなる時もあなたのそばにいるのが私の務め。そして誉れですよ。
You say that, but you really think so? Do you really think that, Igla?
じゃあさっきはどこにいたの？すごく待ったんだから。確かにイグラの目を盗んで抜け出したけどさ、こんな日に遅刻するなんてあなたらしくないわ。
I don't like the sound of that. She definitely made a few preparations, didn't she?
申し訳ございません。不安要素を取り除きに行っておりました。招かれざる客がお嬢様の研究に分不相応に関心を向けていました。
See what I mean?
またそういう連中が。ご苦労様イグラ。きっと私の成果を盗もうとしたに違いないわ。でもそれも今日で終わり。発表さえすればもう警戒する必要はないわ。
その通り。そしてお嬢様の名は世界に轟くでしょう。
I'm sure it will, Igla. I'm sure it will. Thanks to Igla's soothing words, Offerloom's tension has completely drained away. Just as she is about to continue preening, an unexpected visitor interrupts her. Oh my god!
今夜は一段と綺麗だ。
Zimmerman. Of course he's here. Of course Zimmerman is here. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't Zimmerman be here? Oh my god. Still playing your character, Zimmerman? A distinguished gentleman in a dapper suit strides into the room, a warm and affable smile on his face.
チマーマンおじさま。
Oh no. Oh no. It just keeps getting worse. But I guess that would be expected since this is... how should I say, the base of operations of Paradise. Oh my god, the situation just keeps getting worse and worse, huh?
こんばんは、チマーマン様。
Igla's face is perfectly composed, but her body shifts almost imperceptibly in order to put herself between Orpheloon and the newcomer.
相変わらずの警戒心。窮地の中ではありませんか。まったく大した守護者よ。
それが私の務めです。
今日は来ないのかと思ってたわ。
議会は午前中に済ました。娘も同然のお前の晴れ舞台を見ぬわけにはいかないだろう。
Now that I think about it, could that card have come from Fetch Fab personnel? Maybe. from Zimmerman people.
いつ来たの？
少し前にな、会場を見て回ったよ。ところでオレクはこの大事な日に。
お父様は大事な接待があるって。最初から期待してなかったし、どうでもいいわ。
Orpheloon proudly raises her chin, pretending that it doesn't bother her.
竜陸王子様が亡くなっていろいろドタバタしてるし、お父様も私にできるのは研究に専念することだって。
まさかリュウリックが財団に黙って不義理を働いていたとは誰も思うまい。辛い日々だったろ。
Oh yeah, who could have thought of that? Who could have thought that such horrible things were happening behind the scenes? Man, you definitely don't know anything about that, right, Zimmerman? You're in the dark about all of this, aren't you?
奴の悪事が公になった瞬間、ジラードグループの株価は大幅に下落した。私にできることがあれば遠慮なく言えとオレクに伝えてくれ。ジラードとファルベンは運命共同体なのだから。
Oh my god.
お前が小さい頃からの付き合いだ。ここで見て見ぬふりをするわけにはいかない。
Sure you won't. I am sure you wouldn't. You will never do that.
ジラードグループを代表して感謝申し上げます。ですがこの程度で基盤が揺らぐほど我々はやわではありません。お嬢様の発表をもってジラード家の底力を世に知らしめることになるでしょう。
そうですか。これは今夜がますます楽しみだ。
Zimmerman's gaze shifts between Igla and Orphan. A subtle smile on his face.
ところで、楽園計画はすでに第一段階の成果を公表する段階に至ったって？
それはもう大きな成果を得られたわ。
I wish you didn't, Orpheloon.
今夜みんなをびっくりさせてやるんだから。
喜ばしいことだ。これで株価は安定し、財団のジラード家に対する信頼も取り戻せるだろう。あの幼かったオルフェルーネも一人前になって。
グループのことは私には関係ないわ。でも私は私の方法で研究でお父様の力になる。
He really doesn't know anything, huh? I feel so bad for her, honestly. But I wonder why she doesn't know anything. Even Rurik seems more aware of things. I wonder why Oleg decided to keep her in the dark like this.
はは、相変わらず真面目な子だ。だが誰が何と言おうとジラードの後継者はお前だ。遅かれ早かれ知っておかなければならないこともある。例えばお前の研究が財団を揺るがすやもしれぬと見ている者もいる。
お嬢様は純粋に学術のために研究を行っています。政治やビジネスに左右されるものではありません。
もちろんそういった精神は尊重されるべきです。
Yes, like you always respected, aren't I? Isn't that right, Zimmerman?
だが世の中は純粋なものほど脆い。イグラさん、それはあなたが一番よく知っているはずだ。
だからこそ守られるべきです。
面白い。しかし守るのにも力とリソースがいる。ジラードグループの現在の立場ではそれは難しいでしょう。
Oh my god, this guy.
あなたの真意が何であれ、これだけは言っておきます。私の役目は何があろうとジラード家、ひいてはお嬢様を守ることです。
忠誠は美徳ですが、賢さに変わるものはありません。
My god, Zimmerman, you really don't give up, do you?
あなたなら選択を間違えることはないと信じていますよ、イグラさん。
おじさま。
Orphalum forcefully interrupts their subtle consultation.
会社のことがわからないからってバカにしないでくれる？オレク・ジラードの娘としてジラードグループは死守するわ。だからイグラを引き抜こうとしないで。おじさまのところにも第三世代人形がいるでしょ。イグラは私の助手よ。イグラがいなければ私は。
This is going to hurt so much when later we kill Igla. Oh no. Orphalum suddenly cuts herself off, as though she's realized that she said too much. She raises her chin again and throws up her facade with pride.
とにかくイグラは私の人形だから、いくらおじさまでも渡したりしないわ。これから発表の準備をするから邪魔しないで。
Zimmerman seems to have anticipated Orphalum's reaction, and he laughs nonchalantly.
やはり若くして成功を収めるのはお前のような純粋な人間なのかもしれないな。邪魔して悪かった。発表頑張ってくれたまえ。ちゃんと見届けさせてもらうよ。
As Orphalum turns to head back to her dresser, Zimmerman suddenly addresses Igna, who has not yet departed, in a quiet voice.
じきに嵐が訪れる。あなただけでは嵐を守りきれないでしょう。賢明な判断を期待していますよ。
Ooh, oh my god. Really? Radio Line residents, that's how you want? Are you going to start the streams like that? Always? Welcome to the stream. Actually, I don't even know how long your message was there. I hope it didn't take too long for me to see it.
ご忠告感謝いたします。ですが、私の選択は常に一つ。
Stop. Igla's voice is warm and deferential, but her gaze is as sharp as a razor of ice.
まだ準備がありますので失礼いたします。
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I cut at her voice lines. I'm sorry. I just joined. I was watching a horror movie. Oh, I see. After I finish assigning surveillance positions to the dolls in the lounge, I check my watch. It seems like it's about time. The summit is already halfway through by the time I exit the lounge and reach the conference center. One botanical researcher after another takes the stage to scatter them swelling applause. People are gathering in front of the lectern, occasionally exchanging a few words. I signal to Groza and Kaufman, then silently blend into the crowd.
ありがとうございました、タレスさん。
You're looking very... No, why not? Oh, no, why not? You need to have your eyes checked, online resident.
お次は植物学の期待の新星、そして楽園計画の主導者オルフェルーネ・ジラードさんです。皆様が最も気になるであろう楽園計画の詳細を公表していただくと同時にご質問にもお答えいただけます。
After a round of applause, Orphelun gracefully takes the stage. You're right to look... No, I don't. Shut up. Perhaps it's because I only just saw another side of her this afternoon. But the Orphelun who has just revealed herself takes me by surprise. She's wearing an exquisitely made couture evening gown. Her golden blonde hair neatly styled, exuding elegance and class with every move she makes. She's nothing like the coltish girl I saw on the balcony this afternoon. With a slight raise of her chin, she regards the entire audience with a look that could almost be considered arrogant, then bends into a graceful bow before beginning.
こんばんは、オルフェルーネ・ジラードです。今夜我々がここに集まったのは、科学者である以前により良い未来を求める探求者でもあるからです。そしてまさに今この瞬間から新しい時代が始まろうとしています。緑の浄化者である植物にはまだまだ驚くべき秘密が隠されていたのです。
最初に皆様にお伺いします。植物に放射線を吸収する能力はあると思いますか？やっぱり原稿をそのまま読んでいる。
Don't worry, I accept you the way you are. Oh, thank you. Very kind of you, online resident. Orphelun is the undisputed center of the venue's attention. The researchers, the businessmen, the journalists, everyone is listening intently, looking forward to how her words will change the world. Radioactive particle absorption through large-scale planting, improving purification zone efficiency at a lower cost. Those grand declarations do sound very promising. But all these are definitely not the true aim of Project Eden. That said, what is its true aim? All the research she's mentioned so far sounds a lot like the operating particles of collapsed epitheliums. Could it have something to do with Paradou's upcoming moves? Are the Girard Group's attempts to kidnap Helena part of Project Eden too? I suddenly realized that I simply have too few clues about what's going on. Even if Nonfa and I managed to find a few traces of it, I am still clueless about the Girard Group's upcoming plans. Orphelun continues her presentation beneath the spotlight. The audience's interest is steadily rising as she continues, and everyone is eagerly looking at the young scholar before them.
私たちは無意識に汚染エリアの浄化は果てしなく困難なものだと思い込んできました。しかし技術の進歩とともにより確実で安定したそして低コストの方法で人類が領土を取り戻す可能性が芽生えました。植物という古来より存在する生命の力を借りて未来を切り開くのです。
Okay, so So far, very corporate speech. I wonder when she's going to eventually get to the explanation of it.
皆様のご期待に応えるべく2日後に楽園計画の第一段階を実行いたします。
2 days. 2 days. Oh my god. We have 2 days to stop whatever the fuck they are doing right now. Oh no. Oh no.
そしてこの計画のもたらす変化を全リビューが見届けることでしょう。ありがとうございました。
オルフェルーネさん、オルフェルーネさん、質問よろしいでしょうか。
計画は2日後に実行するとのことですが、
ジラードグループの株価に楽園計画がどのように影響すると思いますか？
As the journalists began surging forward, the previously serene venue boils over in an instant. I approached the lectern in the company of my peers and noticed that Orpheloon, who was about to leave, has an annoyed look on her face. She gestures to Igla, who is standing beside her. Oh yeah, because she hates when her research is related to the financial, economical, and political affairs. Fortunately, the host manages to hold off the throng of journalists.
記者会見は30分後 B ブロック内で行われます。入場の際は特別招待状をご提示ください。オルフェルーネさん、ありがとうございました。
After Orpheloon leaves, I hear a ripple of dissent from around.
またか。コネを持ってるやつの特権だな。
目の前にスクープがあるのにいつもこうだ。メディアの暗黒時代だよ。
やめだやめだ。帰って記事を仕上げるぞ。
Man, being a journalist must be such a pain in the ass. Of all the jobs that I can think of, I consider me personally, I consider journalists to be one of the worst of them. Having to go one place to another, having to try to pry information out of people, even if it means having to bother them with it. It just sounds awful to me. I couldn't do it. I would not be able to do it. Having to constantly be on the lookout for new news. You know that it's very common for journalists or people that work around on this field develop like problems with anxiety. Man, it just sounds awful. Just sounds awful. I don't know how they do it.
日付が変わる前に入校すればうちが一番乗りになれるかもな。
The journalists around me begin to disperse as their interest ends. Once things around me settle down, I head to a corner and take out the work ID labeled in special invitation.
ここで使うのか。
While that scary third gem doll's already warned me about, it seems I will have to disregard her advice. If Project Eden is really going to begin in 2 days like Orpheloon said, then I will need to figure out exactly what this project is about within those 2 days. Currently, my situation is like being adrift in a boundless ocean, so I need to seize on anything I can find, even if it's just a little plank. Even if it's just a little plank of driftwood. I can breathe, I promise. After briefly considering the next move, I share my thoughts with the dolls, so they are ready to act at any time. Then, I grip the work ID in my hand and walk towards the building at the end of the corridor.
こちらが記者会見の待機所となります。ここでお待ちください。
And so many new sceneries being shown here. This is also a 3D model, by the way. I can see the polygons on the little circular thing on the top here. Not as impressive as the other ones. This one's a little bit more empty, which makes sense. It's just a, what's it called, podium kind of thing. It would make sense to be a little bit more empty.
はい。
To my surprise, I actually managed to use this dubious work I did to get into this specially designated interview area. Although the press conference hasn't begun yet, I can tell that I am the only one who doesn't belong here. All the journalists here seem to know each other. They are sitting at pre-arranged seats and whispering to each other.
初めてか。
I turn and realize that the other guy is speaking to me.
え
そう警戒するな。お互いあのお嬢様の独壇場の賑やかし要員だからな。
そうですね。
Man, why everything needs to feel so weird?
株は買ったか。
Shares?
株？
ああ。まさか買ってないのか？
Oh, I see. Oh man. Oh man, no wonder Orphelum hates all of this. It feels like no one here really cares about her research. They are just here to get the latest scoop so they can invest properly. Get more money out of it. Man.
こんながっぽり稼げるチャンスはめったにないぞ。この記者会見が終われば、ジラードグループの株価はうなぎ登り間違いなしだ。このタイミングであのお嬢様を出して信用と名誉回復に利用したというわけさ。記者会見では多分この前のワクチン事件とジラードグループの人形技術関連の質問が飛び交うだろうな。
オルフェルーネという看板を宣伝するために。
わかってるじゃないか。あんた仕事は？
Kill people. Sorry. I'm a journalist, of course.
記者ですが。
おいおい、本物だったのかよ。
Oh my god. Wait. Wait. So the people here are not... I mean... this whole thing is such a farce. Holy shit, Orphelum is such the most... My god.
珍しいな。こりゃジラードはちゃんとイメージ改善に努めないとな。いいか、空気を読めない質問はするんじゃないぞ。俺は今日ここに来るために全てを投げ出したんだ。
You know what this feels like? Have you ever heard of those betting sites that they open bets from world events? It kind of feels like that. I mean, investments to me already feel like some... It basically felt like some fancy gambling. But nowadays, it just seems like it took an extra step. Right now, this situation, it just reminds me of. Obviously, this is not necessarily betting. This is more like just this actual investment would do. He pats me on the shoulder and returns to his seat. As the press conference draws closer, my surroundings gradually quieten. Orphelin shows up on top. However, there is a hint of distaste on her face compared to how she looked at her presentation just now. Oh yeah, she hates all of this. While she retains the same haughty attitude, her gaze keeps sweeping the audience, as though she's looking for something. Igla stands faithfully by her side, with prim and alert expression on her own face. After the host announces the beginning of the conference, the quote-unquote journalists around me all raise their hands. Their questions are all meticulously crafted, just like what that man from before said. Each syllable from Orphelin's lips will move the market needles, influencing the position of the Girard Group in the industry and the markets. But what of Orphelin herself? Did she memorize an utterly boring script before the press conference started, just like what she was doing on the rooftop balcony this afternoon, rehearsing the answers to potential questions? And what about me? Someone gave me this idea. What do they want me to find? Or rather, what do they want me to change?
ご質問は以上でよろしいでしょうか。
Orphelin stands to one side. She seems relieved. Meanwhile, her eyes are still sweeping the venue, searching for something. Nobody else is raising their hands.
それでは終わりに。
And here comes the commander.
待ってください。
Everyone turns to look at me in surprise. Right as she's about to leave, Orphelin stops and turns to look at me. A hint of surprise crosses her eyes.
あなたはさっきバルコニーにいた。
オルフェルーネさん、質問よろしいでしょうか。
Oh hell yeah, we are going to form so much relationship right now. We are going to form so much bonds point with her right now. Orphelin ignores the host's attempts to stop her and takes a few steps forwards. Igla immediately tenses up, but Orphelin gestures to her to relax.
喜んでお答えします。
少し前に簡単なインタビューをさせていただいたと思うのですが、そこで私はあなたが研究している植物のようなものを見たと言いました。
Straight to that, Commander. Straight talking about the epiphyllums.
それはあなたがリビウで作ったものと違い、汚染エリアで大量に発見され、その後人工栽培が試みられた植物です。その名はコーラプスエピフィラム。
Oh my god. Holding no punches, Commander. Even the music's changed after that. Igla is definitely not going to like any of this.
この植物はコーラプス粒子を吸収・放出する特性を持ち、レッドエリアで幾度となく目撃されました。しかしエピフィラムの存在はなぜか隠蔽されており、ロレンやジラードグループが公表した資料には記載されていません。あなたの発表内容とエピフィラムには共通点がいくつもあるように思います。 教えてください。あなたの研究とエピフィラムに関連性はありますか？それは楽園計画の核心となる技術なのではないですか？
Oh my god. Commander, after this, you better get out of this building. Someone will really want your head after this. As I ask my question, the host is already speaking into the walkie-talkie in his hands. Shortly afterwards, several Girard Group security personnel enter the room and swiftly approach my position.
すみません。事前にお知らせした範囲以外の質問はご遠慮願います。
Of course it is. Orpheloon's hands tighten around the microphone she's holding. She seems to be hesitating. Her gaze is wavering, and she occasionally glances at Igla, who's standing behind her. Meanwhile, I ignore the host's attempts to stop me and continue addressing Orpheloon.
オルフェルーネさん、私はあなたの研究に大変興味があります。
Oh, she has no idea how interested you are.
あなたの植物に対する造形はこの程度じゃない。あなたの本当の研究を世に知らしめてみませんか？本当のインタビューを受けてみませんか？あなたに必要なのは、あなたをマスコット扱いする人間ではなく、あなたのことを、科学を本当に理解している人間ではありませんか？
Oh my god. The summoned security guard have already reached me. I know that if Orpheloon does not wish to proceed further, the mission will be a complete failure. There's probably no better opportunity to approach a scientist as heavily protected as her than today. A hulking guard gestures for me to leave. I'm not exactly thrilled to be going, but this isn't a good place to get violent. All I can do is follow the guards and prepare to depart.
待って。
Yes! Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Commander, you're so good at this. You're so good at building relationship with young girls. It's amazing, honestly. Several long seconds later, Orpheloon holds out a hand to stop the guard. Her eyes are shining, and she has a stern-born look on her face. She descends from the stage and runs over to me.
本当に純粋に私の研究に興味があるの？株価とか市場とかそういうのじゃなくて？
はい。私は科学者としてのあなたを知りたい。ジラードグループの令嬢や若き天才という看板ではなく。
Oh my god, Commander. Holy.
やっぱりあなたは他の属物とは違うと思ってたわ。
We are farming bond points right now. Our bond rank with Orpheloon is going through the roof. We are showering bond points right now.
お嬢様。
Igla follows closely behind Orpheloon and whispers into her ear. After realizing her false pause, Orpheloon quickly resumes her previous attitudes. I definitely butchered the pronunciation of that. False pause? Fox pause? But it's French, so it's alright. I don't know in French.
本日はご来場いただきありがとうございました。それでは失礼いたします。
Before the host can continue, Orpheloon grabs me by the sleeve and drags me backstage. Oh, we are so in right now. We are just... The commander is so good at this. Oh my god. back to this background again. Oh my god, look at how many things there is here. After going behind the curtains, Orphelin warily glances outside. After ensuring that we will not be interrupted, she continues speaking to me in an excited voice.
エピフィラムの生態まで知ってるの？同僚でも知ってる人はそんなにいないのに。
Oh, you have no idea how much we understand of it. Orphelin, we have seen what these things can do, okay? Dealing with the Yasuo boxes were such a pain as Orphelin.
じゃあ、私のやりたいことも分かってるわよね。
Probably wants to have the plant absorb the radiation and then use it as some form of energy, perhaps?
いや、
やっぱり待って、心の準備ができてなかった。そうね、こうしましょう。あなたの質問何でも答えるわ。でもそれは今じゃないし、俗物たちの前で話すことでもない。
What the fuck is a hoi polloi? Hold on. There are a lot of things that I don't exactly know what they are. Hoi polloi. Hoi polloi, what is? Hoi polloi is a phrase derived from ancient Greek, of course, meaning the many or the people. God. Using in English to disparagingly describe the common people, masses, or ordinary folks. Ah, I see. So it's essentially a slur. So it's a slur. Almost. I see. Stop fucking damn it, Orphelin. At least talk like a normal person.
明日、独占インタビューを手配してあげる。場所は私の実験室でどう？それまでに聞きたいことまとめてきなさいよね。期待してるから。私の研究は株価を上げるだけの道具じゃないってことは世間に理解させて。
You're so in right now.
ありがとうございます。ご期待に添えるよう尽力します。
Orphelin raised her chin proudly, but she can't keep the corner of her mouth from turning. She turns to whisper something to Igla's ear. Igla's expression immediately turns complex, but in the end she nods respectfully. Then, Igla turns and addresses me in an extremely polite tone.
弊社広報担当の連絡先です。明日のスケジュールについては彼にご確認ください。
Igla decorously hands me a card. I nod to her in gratitude as I receive it. Orphelin waves to me with a satisfied look on her face, then turns to leave. Igla follows behind her, but before she goes, she shoots me one final warning look. Oh, we are so fucking dead. We are so dead. Oh my god, the commander still got it. He still has it. Even after 10 years, he's still an expert in building bonds with young women. What a Chad. What a Chad. Alright. AA21. I wonder if this is going to have any story to it, or is just going to be fighting. Rubedo of Awakening. The fourth step is when the final rebirth and unification is attained. Or is it? Go. What is it, online resident? What are the facial expressions you're doing right now? The next day.
編集長着いたわ。
I wonder if they are actually going to allow us to interview her, or it's just going to be a facade for them to kill me. After stepping out of the limo that the Girard group arranged for her. Nothing? Okay, alright, if you say so. Arranged for us. We find ourselves in front of a white office building. It's inside a science park on the outskirts of Levy, and it stands out by being the sole towering structure in the vast park area.
ここか。思ったより質素だな。
They are definitely planning an ambush on us here.
ええ、とてもああいう実験をしている場所には見えないわ。楽園計画の研究所はまさに楽園だった。見出しはこれでどうですか？
Cockney, can you focus on the mission right now, please?
本当に記事を書くわけじゃないんだから。
役作りは大事ですよ。
You're having fun with this, aren't you, Cockney? I look at the time. We set out early to avoid any complications, and so the time right now is 9:40 a.m. 20 minutes for the appointed interview time.
まだ時間があるけど、このまま入る。
ああ、早いに越したことはない。
I need to practice this more often.
待たせるのは失礼だからな。行こう。
I have the dolls grab the equipment. Then we enter the office building.
こんにちは。お約束でいらっしゃいますか？オルフェルーネさんの独占インタビューです。時間は10時ちょうど。
Oh my god, I just thought about a fan art of okay, imagine the commander, because the commander is right now undercover as a reporter, right? Sorry, journalist. Imagine drawing the commander as if he's Clark Kent. when he opens his suit, instead of a Superman suit, he has like his old Griffin uniform with a lot of dolls plushies. Wouldn't that be kind of funny to draw? He has the glasses too and everything. Okay, now I kind of want to draw that now. Okay, maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Maybe. Hold on. Let me type that out somewhere. Oh my god! I have my iPad right in front of me. What am I thinking? It'd be such a funny drawing to make. That I would not be able to submit something like that to the current illustration contest that the game is having right now on Pixiv, because it doesn't fit the theme of the contest, but still. Let me sketch this out very quickly. And then here, and then he opens his suit. It's very stick figure-ish. But it's fine, it's just for me to understand. It's not going to take long, hold on. Commander Clark. There you go. Also, by the way, it's my idea. Okay, it's my idea. If you try to steal from me, I'm going to sue you. I already copyrighted. I already trademarked it. I already had all the rights reserved. All right, back to the story. The staffer looks at the paper in Grose's hands and carefully checks it in the system.
輝きの時代、人間1名、人形2名。問題ありません。どうぞお入りください。
There's no way they're actually going to allow us to interview her. Also, can I say again? Look at this background. Oh my god. Do you see the glass? Do you see the 3D model of a glass tree over there? Oh my god. It's just so good. So good. This plant. Some are 3D, but these ones in the corner I think are painted. I think they're painted. Oh my god. I wish I could do something like this. Maybe someday. Someday, I believe. The staffer opens the barrier gate at the entrance.
こちらでしばらくお待ちください。すぐにご案内いたします。
はい。
I lead the dogs to the designated reception area, where we take a seat. The inside of the lab is a lot livelier than its exterior would imply. In addition, to busy researchers, each floor has its own assistants which keep the lab running in an orderly manner.
思ったより大きいな、この研究所。
わお、リビウに来てから驚きの毎日です。こんな豪華な建物が実験室なんですね。
I mean, it's Paradise after all. They essentially have infinite money at this point.
ああ。それにしても変だ。入り口に検査ゲートがないし、職員も自由に出入りしている。
I look at the floor plan in the reception area. It says that this building has 3 floors, with 4 rooms on each. According to the floor plan, the first floor contains the main lounge and various public facilities. The second floor has the lab area and sample storage, while the entire third floor is an office space for orphanage.
外から見ている2班によれば、屋上にさらに2つ標識のない大きな施設があるそうよ。
大きな施設か。もしかして前に見たパラデウスの施設と似たようなものか。
まだわからないわ。
You know what I am worried right now about? We still are not sure how Kalina got sick, how they managed to get Kalina hospitalized, what exactly they either injected her or made her breathe in. So I'm a little bit scared that the commander might be affected by the same thing. It's always a little scary to be under a threat of an unknown weapon, chemical weapon.
なら調べるしかないな。
Halfway through our observations of the building, a certain someone descends from the floor above.
輝きの時代の皆様。
Of course
お
she's
待ちして
here.
おりました。
Of course she's here.
こんにちは、イグラさん。
Igla dipped her head in a polite nod, but the wariness in her eyes does not diminish in the least. Clearly, my stunt with Orpheloon at the press conference last night has put her on guard. Again.
お嬢様はあなたのお越しを大層楽しみにされていました。
Igla's tone is polite and restrained, but the hint of warning in her voice is plainly evident. She is carrying a large box, and I wonder if it contains some sort of powerful weapon. The dolls notice it as well and carefully study every move Igla makes, ready to battle at any moment. At this point, it might also be very obvious that Igla must have realized that the dolls beside the commander are combat ones, tactical dolls. This is definitely a trap. I mean, I already know I'm going to have to fight on this stage, so I know, I kind of already know what's coming, right? But still. I wonder if Orphalon is even here to begin with. However, Igla seems completely uninterested in the actions of my assistants. She glances at them briefly, then walks right up to me.
20分早めに来られたのですね。
はい、兵士にとってとても大事な取材ですので。
早すぎると迷惑になる可能性は考慮しなかったのですか？
Okay, Igla. Alright. Okay, you wanna be like that. I personally think that arriving early is a good thing, okay? I did it today. I started streaming earlier today. Okay, alright, you wanna criticize my life? Based on this one thing? Sure. Sure.
あなたの部下にはコンプライアンス研修が必要なようですね。
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, wife did not like that.
過度な時間前行動は人生の無駄とは思いませんか？
いいえ。
Igla's gaze sweeps casually over Groza and settles on my face.
申し訳ありません。私の基準をそちらに当てはめてしまったようです。お嬢様のスケジュールは私が分刻みで管理しているゆえ。
She's such a fucking bitch. She's such a... Okay.
少しの乱れも許されません。現在は朝食の時間です。
It's fine, it's just 20 minutes. We can wait.
インタビューは予定通り10時開始でよろしいですか？
ええ、もちろん。
Igla seems very pleased by my response. She gestures for me to follow her.
その前に私の方から研究所をご案内させていただきます。記事の内容に必要でしょう。1階は受付とロビーになっております。通常お嬢様や他の研究員への取材はここで行われます。ですがあなたは重要な客人なので、今回は特別にお嬢様のオフィスへご案内いたします。
ご好意に感謝いたします。
正直これほどインタビューを楽しみにしているお嬢様は見たことがありません。どうしてあなたにこれほどの興味が湧いたのか。教えていただけますか？
Sorry. I should have waited for her to stop speaking. The commander just has this power, you know, Igla. He just has this talent on him.
私にもわかりません。
And the worst part of it all, he does it without knowing it. He just do this thing. He just build relationship with other girls just like that. So just naturally as he breathes. God fucking damn, I can't with this guy. Him and Rover, I hate both of them.
ただ確かなのは、科学者としての彼女を見ている人間はほぼいなかったのでしょう。
I sense a hint of caution in her eyes. While her demeanor is flawless, her wariness of me has not faded in the least. Igla brings us to the second floor in silence. Along the way, she tells us that this floor is the core research area of this facility and features independent identity verification systems. Only visitors who have received Orphalun's approval are allowed to enter. The biosafety labs within are performing the core research task for Project Eden, and they have been the subject of much interest from competitors ever since the project began.
ええ。そしてそういった不埒な輩を遠ざけるのが私の役目です。
Igla gives me a meaningful. I turn to look in the direction Igla is pointing and feign innocence.
この先がお嬢様のオフィスになります。
We climb the broad staircase and arrive at the third floor. I check the time. It's 10 o'clock. Exactly. Oh my god. So many plants. Thankfully, not any open pavilions on site over here. Also, the scenery is so nice. So nice. Jesus. Igla verifies our identities in front of a big glass door, which then slides open. The sound of something shattering comes from inside, followed by a panicked yell. Okay, silly music starts playing. Or what a way to dissipate the tension in the air. We rush in and find Orphalun standing in front of a complex-looking device. The interior of the room is a mess, and the floor is covered in glass shards and a toppled test tube rack.
お嬢様。
I still keep wondering though, does she really cares about Orphalun? Initially I thought she didn't care at all, but maybe I was wrong. Just maybe. It's hard to tell. Igla rushes forward and swiftly clears up the mess on the ground. Her movements are fast and precise, as though she's long used to such scenarios.
10分目を離しただけでまたご自分で操作されたのですか？
最新の実験データをまとめようとしたのに開発部の連中絶対また設定をいじったに違いないわ。
Orphalun turns to look at us, and her expression immediately turns to stone. Her long blonde hair is a mess, and her lab coat buttons are fastened incorrectly. She looks nothing like the noble poised scientific genius described in her file. Don't tell me she completely forgot about the interview. Orphalun quickly stumbles a few steps back and almost trips on the shards on the ground. Fortunately, Igla reacts swiftly and catches her. I actually surprised that Orphalun is actually here, because I was for sure, I was so certain that this was going to be an ambush, that Orphalun wouldn't be even here at all. The Igla or the Girard group would not allow her to actually conduct this interview and would instead plan an ambush to get rid of me and the dolls. But no, she's actually here. They're actually allowing us, well, maybe allowing to a certain extent, allowing us to interview her.
あなたたち確か10時に来るはずじゃ。イーグラ、なんで教えてくれなかったの？
ただいま10時ちょうどでございます。お嬢様。
嘘。
Water. Orphelun's eyes snap to the clock on the wall, and her expression grows from surprise to frustration, before quickly shifting to deliberate haughtiness.
まあいいわ。許してあげる。寛大な私に感謝しなさい。
Orphelun, please. At this point, I think you can drop the act already. She quickly sorts out her clothing, straightens up, and tries to regain a sense of dignity, but her lab coat is still rumpled and misbuttoned.
お嬢様、失礼します。
Igla produces a new lab coat and a kit bag from the big box she was carrying around, and begins giving Orphelun a high-speed makeover. Orphelun obediently stands still and lets Igla fuss over her like a mother hen with her check.
早く、お客さんが待ってるでしょ。
はい、お嬢様。
Igla's movements are swift and practiced. In less than a minute, oh, that's pretty efficient. Orphelun looks good as new.
バッチリね。
She's so fucking silly. Once again, Igla begins picking up the scattered lab equipment and documents. Every move she makes looks like it's been precisely calculated. Do not waste the slightest bit of time or energy. Orphelun clears her throat, then turns to me. Her face is a mask of deliberate pride and confidence.
ようこそ私の実験室へ。このオルフェルーネ・ジラードが直々に出迎えたのだから光栄に思いなさい。
Man, she really tries to keep up the facade. Even at this point, doesn't she?
ええ、お時間を作っていただきありがとうございます。
ちゃんと礼儀をわきまえてるようね。やっぱり俗物たちとは違うわ。
Orphelun looks me up and down. Her gaze is both curious and judgmental.
昨日から考え続けてたわ。
Hmm.
どうして私の研究をそこまで理解してるの？普通の記者なんか最低限の用語すら覚えられないのよ。
Oh, I just have experience. Personal experience with epitheliums.
お嬢様、こちらは輝きの時代誌の編集長です。取材経験も知識量も波の記者を上回って当然です。
Yes, yes, of course. Of course I have. Surely. Man. Sorry, I was checking the sound on OBS again and the chats to see if YouTube wasn't lagging behind again. Just to be sure, a little refresh. Alright, okay, seems fine. I need to make sure because YouTube is not really always reliable, and OBS isn't either.
そんなの分かってるわよ。
Igla seems used to Orphelun's little flare-ups. She simply nods and continues restoring order to the chaos on the floor.
で、何から始めようかしら。今までだと写真撮影とかもあったけど。
Why Igla and the scientist lady look related? Are you saying that every blonde people looks the same? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I don't think they look related at all to me. And I don't think they are even supposed to look related after all. After all, Igla is a third-gen doll. She's not And everyone is made that very, very clear. She's not supposed to pose as a family member of the Girard group at all. The Girard family. I think you just have blonde people blindness. I think I think that for you every blonde person looks the same. I'm so disappointed in you, online resident. I expected way more. Igla, I don't know, Roar. Igla looks like an older sister. Maybe? I don't know. I don't really see the similarity though.
そうですね。取らせていただきます。
I give Coffee a look. She quickly moves in front of Orphalun and raises her camera.
少々お待ちを。
Oh, what is it this time? Upon seeing Coffee point her camera shutter at Orphalun, Igla hurries over to touch up Orphalun's looks once again. Oh my fucking god. Helps properly fasten her lab coat and then discreetly steps out of the frame. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. She doesn't... How would you see without eyeballs? I'm just built differently. Online residents.
撮影した写真はすべてチェックさせていただきます。
Oh my fucking god. She really controls everything about her public image, doesn't she?
一番写りの良い写真のみ掲載を許可します。
Of course.
もう大げさなんだから、どの角度から見ても完璧でしょ。
ここで提案なのですが、いつもと違う一面を見せてはいかがでしょうか。オルフェルーネさんはエリートとしての印象が定着しています。ギャップを見せた方が親近感を持たれやすいでしょう。
Yes. Show the girl care of the big conglomerates, arguably the biggest company in the entire world right now. Show her that she's just like us, guy. Surely will work. I mean, it can work. I just being me at this point. But it just sounds a little funny to me that. I mean, because outside the green zone, the yellow zone's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. So imagining Orphalun posing as in I'm just like you guys sounds a little silly to me. It's like a big ass contrast, light and day.
いいわね。イグラ、いいかしら。
Oh, I don't know if Eagle is going to like that though.
ジラードグループのイメージにふさわしくありません。
Of course. After seeing the dejected look on Orphalun's face, Igla quickly adds on to her previous statement.
ですが、お嬢様がそこまでおっしゃるなら、試してみてもいいでしょう。
Now I'm starting to question, perhaps Igla actually cares about Orphalun? Maybe? Okay, because initially I initially thought that maybe Igla just was faking her worry about Orphalun, or maybe her worry about Orphalun were legitimate, but it was just as in doesn't worry about her as an actual person, but more like a important assets, the Girard group. But the more I see her interaction with the interactions between these two, the more I start to question, and maybe even consider that she might actually care about Orphalun. Perhaps she might actually have a little bit of an attachment to her. With their permission, Cockney does as I said and takes several pictures of Orphalun. I could be wrong though. She's still a Paradise doll after all. These people are very good at lying. You can never put too much trust on them. Based on previous experiences. After the shoots, Igla examined the content of Coffin Skimmer, as agreed. Orphelin takes advantage of her distraction to suddenly approach me.
ねえねえ、今日ずいぶん早く着いたらしいじゃない？
はい、こちらも誠意を見せねばと思いまして。
いい心がけね。こんなにインタビューが楽しみなのは久しぶりよ。
We are so good. The commander is so good at building relationship. Oh my god, he's a relationship builder master at this point. Natural talent.
コーヒー飲む？私が入れてあげてもいいわよ。
She's even making coffee for us. We are so in.
お嬢様。
大丈夫、一人でできるわ。子供扱いしないで。
では、いただきます。
いいの
？Yeah?
断る理由がありません。
今までの人はなんやかんや断ってたのに。
Oh no. Oh no, this is not a good sign. No, you know what? Actually, it's fine. It's fine. If the commander survived Macchiato's Macchiato's food, he definitely can survive this. The commander survived Macchiato's food and also Florence's concoction. So he should be fine. Doesn't matter how bad this coffee might taste. He will survive. Orphelin seems surprised that I said yes. For some reason, it makes me panic. Oh no, oh no, oh no, his muscle memory. His body's muscle memory is already on high alert. He has developed a sixth sense based on previous experiences.
失礼ですが、コーヒーメーカーを使用されたことは？
イグラからいろいろ教わったわ。細かいことはたまに忘れるけど。
Okay, alright, yeah. I'm so glad you have Macchiato prepared you for situations like this, Commander. Orphelin confidently heads over to the drinks counter, and Igla's expression grows tense. Oh no. However, she merely keeps her distance. It seems she wants to see if Orphelin can actually pull this task off on her own.
何がいい？ちなみにラテが一番得意よ。
Are they really?
ではラテで。
Orphelin nods, then heads over to the fridge before taking out a cartoon of milk and dumping it into the coffee machine. Okay. Alright. Good start.
そこはミルです。
Awesome start. Outstanding performance.
ああ、また忘れた。
Oh no. She's a growth failure, isn't she? She's 100% a growth failure outside of the scientific botanical field. She's a growth failure, through and through.
これ豆入れるとこだったわよね。開発部の連中もっとわかりやすく設計できないの？
I doubt their RAD division built this coffee machine, did they?
今度こそ覚えたわ。
After carefully pondering the situation, Orphelin finally manages to add the milk to the right compartment. Right after that, she engages the grinder. After some humming, coffee powder sprays out of the nozzle.
これでどう？
ええ、大丈夫です。
What's happening right now?
次は
Uh-oh. Just as Orphelum is about to put the ground coffee under the temper, the coffee machine suddenly starts up without any warning, spraying the ground coffee powder everywhere. Most of it ends up on Orphelum's brand new lab coat. After seeing Orphelum's predicament, Igla signs, but her eyes are filled with doting kindness. She quickly steps up to take the various implements from Orphelum's hand.
お嬢様、やはり私が汚れてしまわれましたね。後で着替えましょう。
Maybe she really cares about her. Where am I being tricked? I don't know. I have trust issues every time when it comes to Paradius dolls. A look of defeat and shame crosses Orphelum's face for a moment, but it soon transforms into one of sternborn pride.
手が滑っただけよ。ちょっとミスっただけじゃない。
Sure.
そうですね。すぐに新しい白衣をお持ちします。
Orphelum seems used to Igla's pampering and silently accepts this arrangement. Igla takes yet another lab coat out of her huge box. Is the entire box just lab coats? Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that the box, which seems to have originally been intended to transport weapons, is instead filled with various articles of folded clothing. It's immediately obvious that they were all prepared for Orphelum. Oh my god. Oh my god. Once again, Igla changes out Orphelum's lab coat with practiced ease before quickly brewing a latte and handing it to me.
どうぞ。お嬢様がわざわざご用意されたコーヒーです。
I'm sure she did.
入れたのイグラでしょ。
I would really love both of them if only I knew that Igla wasn't evil.
お嬢様の指示で入れたのですから、実質お嬢様が入れたも同然。
とにかく飲んでみて。
いただきます。
I take the coffee and sip from the cup. It's really good.
おいしい。
当たり前でしょ。私は一番いいものしか出さないんだから。
Sure. Orphelum smiles smugly, as though she was the one who had made the coffee herself. Igla shakes her head gently, but her eyes are filled with tenderness. But maybe she really does like it. Orphelum.
さあ、本題に入りましょう。今日はどんな感じ？
お嬢様の作業環境の撮影後、楽園計画の方向性についてお答えいただく予定です。
それって今までと同じじゃない。そういうの飽きた。
What else do you expect from an interview, Orphelum? Commander, quick, come up with something.
研究のことを知るなら、やっぱり実験施設を見学した方が早いわ。
Oh. Oh, I don't know if Eagle is going to like that.
実験施設。しかし、この方々に権限は。
Orphelum ignored Igla's hesitation, and instead turns to look at me.
今まで外部の人間を通したことなかったけど、興味ある？
もちろんです。
You have no idea how interested the commander is at it.
今まで公開されなかった施設を切り口に研究所の特集を組めば記事の信頼性も高まりますし、注目も集まることでしょう。見学させていただけるのなら全てのプラットフォームで大々的に取り扱う予定です。
I never would have expected Orphelin to actively suggest that we visit one of their research bases. I decided to accept the offer quickly, before anyone can retract it. Looks like today's interview is going far more smoothly than expected. I don't know, Commander. This is a combat stage. I'm not so sure about that.
お嬢様、施設の見学は予定にありません。勝手なことをすれば理事会やオレク様への弁明が。
お父様には私から言っておくわ。
Will you?
この研究所の責任者は私よ。
Igla's face is as professional and calm as ever, but I can see the uneasiness in her eyes. However, in the face of Orphelun's determined attitudes, all she can do is nod.
かしこまりました。
ほら、ついてきなさい。科学がもたらす奇跡を見せてあげるわ。
One biometric security door after another opens before Orphelin and allow us to enter the research base unimpeded. Igla follows closely behind Orphelin. Her movements are as elegant and flowing as ever, but her eyes sweep the surroundings, paying particular attention to us, visitors. After several rounds of tiresome identity verification procedures, we arrive at the roof mentioned by Group 2 before. However, I don't see anything sinister up here. In fact, a verdant expanse of greenery is spread before me. The flourishing vegetation looks especially vigorous under the sunlight, and a little rainbow arcs through the spray of the irrigation sprinklers. Orphelin stands to the side, looking upon the plants before her with a gaze akin to that of a proud parent.
見て、これが楽園計画のゆりかごよ。
It might not look sinister, but never lower your guards, Commander.
今リビウの実験畑を埋め尽くしてる植物の種は全部ここで生まれたの。
感慨深いですね。
それが植物の面白さよ。でも普通の人間はおろか、学会の年寄りですらその辺全然わかっていない。
Academic fossils. Don't speak of your professors like that, Orphelin. It's rude. Come on now. They're just doing their job. Orphelin cocks her head smugly and gestures to one particular plant. It's an epiphyllum, isn't it?
見えた？
何を？
ロマンよ。
Clueless, I inspect the plant she's pointing at. Orphelin smiles at me, an excited gleam in her eye.
細胞シグナル伝達を非線形上微分方程式で表したとき、 エピゲノムを3次元に展開して準安定状態の分子が並んだ時
What the fuck she's talking about?
光合成で量子がコヒーレント状態となり非マルコフ過程が見られた時
I wonder if these words actually mean anything, or it's just the writers, or it's just the writers throwing stuff at us.
異なる種が時間の経過とともにハウスドルフ次元で非線形システム的な変化が見られた時こういった一つ一つの瞬間にロマンを感じるのよ。
Damn. Damn. She's really autistic. sorry. I'm being mean. She's pretty much pouring her heart out over here. But I'm quite impressed just by how passionate she's about her whole job. Well, not her job. There's aspect of her job that she hates, but about her research. It feels very genuine. Igla is watching from the sides, a proud smile on her face, like a parent watching her child showing off her talents.
言いたいことわかるかしら
Not really, but I get the feeling. I shake my head.
私にはあなたほどの知見も視野もありません。きっと私には見えないものが見えるのでしょう。ですが私にも科学者の友人がいます。科学のもたらす恩恵が人類の輝かしい未来を切り開いていることを実感しています。
What a way of saying it, Commander.
私の言ってること理解不能で無価値だと思わないの？
それを大衆に分かりやすく伝えるのが我々の役目です。科学者を相手にするとつい小難しい話に目が行きがちですが、本当に見るべきはその科学者の夢なのです。
My God, Commander, you're already in. Why you need to keep farming even more?
科学は夢を叶える手段でしかない。そしてその夢こそが評価の基準となるべきです。
The mine is already empty, Commander. There's nothing more to mine over here.
あなたは植物そのものだけでなく、植物がこの世界を変える可能性にロマンを感じているのでしょう。
ありがとう。やっと私を分かってくれる人が現れた。
Commander, you're so good at this. You're just so good at this. But it also makes me so sad because I know things are going to go bad eventually. Paradise, after all. And she has no idea about what's going on around her. She thinks she does, but she doesn't. She doesn't understand at all. Eventually we will have to fight Igla again too. And I can only hope that Orphelin is not going to be there to witness it. Or maybe it would be a good thing for her to be there, because eventually she needs to know, right? About what her family is actually doing. Who are the business partners of her father? And what is the real interest, beyond the money, financial interest, behind her research? Wow, she's going to be so heartbroken. Hmm.
正直な感想を述べたまでです。
この研究を始めてから便乗しようとする人間が後を絶たなかった。兵器開発に利用するもの、果ては家族まで私を客寄せパンダとしか扱わなかった。グループやお父様の力にはなりたい。でもあの人たちの目には利益しか映っていない。私の夢なんか。
There is an undercurrent of fragility in Orpheloon's voice, but she instantly recovers her former pride.
でももういいわ。理解者がいなくても私はここまで来れた。
Such a nice little touch. During that little segment, the background music just went down a little bit. And now that she regained her brother, the music goes back up again. Like to emphasize that piece of what she was saying. The silence emphasizes how important her words were at that moment. Such a nice little touch. Okay, continuing. Orpheloon leads me into an isolation chamber. Then she pushes a button inside it, which seems to activate some kind of device. However, there is no visible change outside the chamber after the activation.
今のは
コーラップス粒子を放出して室内の放射線量を上げたわ。
Are you sure this is the same?
思ったより薄い反応ね。
I mean, he can't really see anything right now.
今までの人間だったらさっきの話を聞いた瞬間に逃げ出すのに。
Oh, that's what she meant. Oh, don't worry. The commander is very... He's very used to the collapse radiation. Right now, he might even be radioactive himself, considering how much time he has spent in the yellow zone. I'm even surprised the commander didn't develop any type of disease right now. But maybe it will only show up in his offspring, who knows?
鈍感な人間ですので。
そう？変な人。でも安心しなさい。ここは安全よ。この私がそんな自殺行為するわけないでしょ。
Yeah. Who would do something like that? Who would throw themselves into a zone full of radiation? The instrument displays inside the isolation chamber indicates that the equipment is indeed functioning normally under Orpheloon's operation.
お嬢様、実験を長引かせるとこの後の予定に響きます。
もう心配しなくてもちゃんと時間を見てるわ。
I don't know, Orpheloon. You already lost track of the time before the interview started. So your statement right now doesn't really carry that much confidence to me. Igla does not press the issue. Instead, she stands silently on the sidelines, remaining vigilant and ready to respond to any potentially dangerous situation. I look at the plants on the test plot. After being exposed to the radioactive particles, their leaves slowly open, and soft buds emerge at the ends of their stems. This is followed by the buds blooming one after another, revealing flowers that look like they came out of some fever dream. The colors of the petals are like the blinker rainbows, changing with the angle of observation. The instrument displays indicates that the particle density is falling as the flowers. Just as the flowers fully blossom, Orphelun presses another button. It looks like it's connected to some kind of energy collection device. The moment Orphelun presses the button, a flare of light fills the greenhouse, following which a holographic display comes to life. Its contents constantly shifts, like it's showing off the development process of a large future scene. The scene goes from a set of radiated ruins to a series of high-rise buildings, skyrocketing from the grounds, dense green forest spreading between the buildings until they cover the entire.
見た？これが楽園計画の導く未来よ。今見たホログラムデモンストレーションで消費した電力は1メガワット時。すべて植物が放射線を吸収したことによって生まれたエネルギーよ。
1 megawatt. How much does a lamp consumes? Megawatt. How many watts a lamp? The bulb generally consumes 2 and 100 watts. Huh. Oh, so it's not necessarily that cheap. How much is a megawatt again? I think it's like 1000 watts, right? Then elevated by 6, that's 100,000. Oh yeah, it's not cheap at all.
私が作った品種は地中の装置を介して直接発電施設とつながってるわ。運用規模によって畑の面積を調整すれば、その地域のコーラップス粒子を電気に変えられるってわけ。楽園計画が順調に進めば、リビウ周辺の実験畑だけでも毎日5000メガワット時の電力が賄えるわ。
That's actually impressive, I'm not gonna lie.
それがどういうことかわかるわよね。
Would mean that not only it will be able to purify the area around this, it would also generate energy, possibly clean energy even.
リビウ全体の消費電力に等しい。
そう。私の研究はエネルギー分野に革命を起こすの。成功した暁には私を嘲笑った年寄りたちがこぞってひれ伏すに違いないわ。
Wonder though where exactly the Paradise fits in all of this though. Because so far it sounds awesome, right? But there's at some points there might be a detail. It has to be a detail there that we are not seeing it right now. Or we are unaware of it. We lack critical information. Perceive it. As I listened to Orphelun's explanation, I am reminded of Persica's remolding pattern technique. Oh. But if this is just a recreation of the technology Persica was using, then the so-called Project Eden doesn't seem particularly harmful. But is that really all? Is everything she told me today really the truth? Orphelun doesn't seem to have realized my suspicions and continues speaking.
今公表されているのは第一段階、すなわち植物による放射線除去。でもいずれは新しい生態系を築いてリビウの再生どころか世界中の環境改善も夢じゃない。汚染エリアのコーラプス粒子濃度は大幅に低下し、グリーンエリアとホワイトエリアのエネルギーコストも削減されるわ。
I'm trying to find where Paradise will fit here.
私がロレンを本当の楽園に導くのよ。
Maybe this part having to put this plant around the place. They could use this as an opportunity to plant epitheliums around. Who knows?
見くびった人も全員見返して。そしてフランクフルトに戻っ。
Oh. You want to go back to Frankfurt? Why though? Maybe something related to her family, perhaps? Orphelun seems to realize that she's made a slip of the tongue and falls silent.
そういえば、あなたはフランクフルト事件の生き残りらしいですね。
Oh, you're going to touch that, huh?
留学先だったわ。そこであの事件に。死ぬかと思った。でも幸運にも生き延びた。
そんな辛い経験をされているのに、なぜ戻ろうと思うのですか？
あの時見たのよ。
お嬢様。
Oh. Saw what? Just as Eagle is about to stop Orphelun from speaking, her communicator suddenly rings. She frowns and glances down at it, but in the end she turns away and takes it.
かしこまりました。
どうしたの？
申し訳ございません。緊急な用事です。
またグループで何かあったの？いっつも肝心な時に。イグラは私の助手なのに。
シルロビグ様直々のご連絡です。急を要すると。
Have I heard this name before?
シルロビグ。
Orphelun's expression softens a little when she hears that.
じゃあ仕方ないわね。よろしく伝えといて。
はい。他の助手に本日の予定を伝えましたので、残りは彼女に。私がいないからといって許可なく実験を行ったり、部外者を奥のエリアへ案内しないでください。
Surely she wants. Surely she wouldn't do something like that.
わかったわよ。子供じゃないんだから。
何かあればすぐ私にお知らせください。何があってもすぐに駆けつけます。
Is she really going to just leave us with Orphelun like that? I would expect her to assign someone else to accompany us. There's clear worry in Igla's voice, and the concern in her eyes is apparent as she looked at Orphan.
わかったわかった。早く行って。
Igla turns to look at me, and that fleeting gentleness is gone.
編集長、本日はありがとうございました。引き続き、部をわきまえた行動をお心がけください。お嬢様の身に何か起きれば、すぐ私の方に連絡が行きます。くれぐれもお忘れなく。
Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything weird. Saying so, Igla bows. She turns and strides away.
やっと言った。イグラにはお世話になりっぱなしだけど、時々本当にうるさいのよね。
Seems like she really cares about you, though. Which is kinda surprising. From a Paradise doll.
ところで、チルロビグさんは何者ですか？
ああ、グループの科学者兼私の友達よ。
Fellow researcher. Don't tell me that's a weird girl from the start of the Corposant event. Orpheloon shrugs and doesn't linger on the top.
さて、イグラもいないし、好きなだけ喋りましょう。
Oh, how wonderful. Orpheloon visibly relaxes. She even pumps her fists in excitement, like a child who's finally escaped her guardian. I wonder how the fighting is gonna fit in this though. Because so far everything is going smoothly, right? But at some point there's going to be a 180, eventually. After turning off the equipment, Orpheloon and I exit the lab.
楽しすぎて一瞬だったわ。
私も同じです。オルフェルーネさんのスケジュールに影響がなければいいのですが。
いいのいいの。どうせいつものつまらない行事なんだから。あ、そうだ。記事が公開されたら SNS の反応を集めて送ってくれる？イグラに SNS を使うなって言われてるから、アカウント持ってないのよね。
Oh, so she doesn't go to Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Oh, you live such a good life, Orphan. You live such an awesome life. You are not missing anything, honestly. Maybe some art, but outside of that, you're not missing anything.
もちろん。
I suddenly feel a little guilty as I meet Orpheloon's sincere gaze. While this interview is an important part of the fact-finding process, the fact remains that I am still lying to her. All I can do now is try to learn the truth ASAP, find Elena, and completely dismantle Paradise's scheme. Speaking of Paradise, based on my conversation with Orpheloon today, she doesn't seem to know anything about Paradise, and her understanding of collapsed epitheliums remains at an application level. Again with music, the mirror stage music. Her answers to my questions today also seemed sincere enough. Based on her performance today, she doesn't strike me as someone who's given to putting on false pretenses. If she's really telling the truth, then Paradise using her research and controlling events in Levy from the shadows. I find myself at a loss over whether I should believe what she just said.
オルフェルーナさん、最後に一つお伺いしても。
いいわ。
この研究で壁に当たったことはありますか？
壁？
前提としてあなたの能力を疑っているわけではありません。ただあなたのような若い科学者がたった一人でこれほどの実験を行っているとは。
Orpheloon's expression suddenly turns complex. She bites her lip and looks like she's considering how to answer. Oh, you made such... It seems like you made exactly the right question, Commander. Jump.
答えたら記事に書くの？
そうしてほしいですか？
Orpheloon hesitates. That fleeting weakness from before appears again, but vanishes instantly.
確かに他の人間から技術援助を受けたことはあるわ。親友のチルロビグ、グループの科学者、それから開発部のバカたち。
Some other corporation affiliated researchers, huh?
けれど全体の構想、仮説、理論モデルの提唱から研究所の設立まで全部私一人の力よ。信じてくれないかもしれないけど、私
Orpheloon pauses again. Then takes a deep breath before continuing.
真理を見たわ。
Oh, it got serious all of a sudden.
真理？
ええ、あの時目の前に真理が広がって、今私が理解しているすべてがあの時見たものなの。やっぱり変よね。
What the fuck did you just saw?
今のオフレコでお願いね。
わかりました。
Did she saw? Back when she was talking about Frankfurt too, why she wanted to go back. What did she saw? I'm scared it might be something related to the... You might have seen the Nirvana maybe. I mean, the Nirvana opened it in Frankfurt after. I hope it isn't. I hope it isn't that. While I don't quite understand what she's trying to say, I nod obediently, then begin packing up and prepare to leave. However, Orpheloon picks this moment to speak again.
あのさ、昨日の記者会見の後、お父様が電話をくれたわ。普段はイグラに伝言を預けてばっかなのに。
すみません。もしかして私の件で？
違う。今はロレン政府の対応に追われて私にかまけてる時間はない。じゃなきゃとっくに何か理由をでっち上げてあなたを逮捕してたわ。
Thank God he didn't do that then.
脅かすつもりはないの。それだけリスクがあったのにあの場に来てくれたことを感謝しているの。あなたと話して初めて誰かに理解される気持ちを知ったわ。
I feel so fucking bad. I feel so fucking bad.
今までずっとグループが当てたスポットライトの中で生きて若き天才科学者を演じてきた。ジラードグループの信用が失われた時の看板になるのが私に与えられた役目。
Sorry, I'm taking my tea right now. I forgot I had left behind me.
もちろん一族の人間として当然の責任よ。お父様は全てを与えてくれた。研究所だってグループが出資したんだから。でもたまに思うのよ。ジラード家の令嬢じゃなくて普通の人として生まれて普通の科学者になった方が幸せなんじゃないかって。
I still don't understand though. Why they are so insistent in keeping them. Maybe it just works better this way.
あの記者会見であなたは異質な存在だった。ああいう風に近づいてくるのは大抵企業スパイとかだから。
Sorry about that.
でも直感であなたは信頼できると思った。その私たちどこかで会ったかしら。
Oh, this again. Because, okay, when the commander first saw her file, her photo of her, he did mention that he felt a sense of deja vu. And now it seems like she also has something similar to that. But I can't really think of anyone in the series of events during Frankfurt that fits her appearance though. I can't really remember anyone.
ないと思います。
そう。じゃあ私の勘違いね。とにかく今日のことちゃんと広めてよね。
はい、必ずいい記事にします。みんなに本当のあなたの姿を届けます。
ありがとう。でも私は同情なんかいらない。みんなに私の研究の価値を知ってもらいたいだけだから、そこは勘違いしないでね。
I feel so bad because we know this is never going to be published because it's not a real interview. How do people lie? How do some people are just able to lie so naturally? You wonder. Before leaving, I bid Orphelun farewell. He waves and watches me leave. While I still find it hard to trust anyone at the moment, I'm starting to believe that Orphelun is truly unaware of Paradil's plans. My next task is to contact Leva and the others, share what I know with Nontha, and let them conduct a more in-depth investigation. As for that little lady, I can only hope her wish comes true. We are going to get a taxi now, aren't we? In the stand-in assistant escorts us outside the lab and then leaves. The Gerard Group vehicle that's here to pick us up is waiting outside the park area.
指揮官、次の指示は
I almost forgot that both girls and Coffee were here. Something about that Lady Chilovag, whom Orphelon and Igla mentioned, it bothers me. From what Orphelon said about her, she sounds like a pretty important figure, and she's involved with Project Eden to some extent. Most importantly, I don't think just anyone could get Igla away from Orphelon's side. Especially since I, whom Igla clearly didn't trust, would be with Orphelon. Assuming Orphelon really is innocent, could this Chilovag be the one pulling the strings? What if she's been the one manipulating Orphelon from behind the scenes all this time? In that case, Orphelon's complete innocence would make sense, right? If so, then the place that Igla is going to now is very suspicious. I can't just let a good chance like this slip away from me.
2班にイグラの追跡をしてもらえないか。
ええ、もうそうしてるわ。
よし。ならこちらは。
Oh, here we go.
待って。
Here we go.
2班から報告。武装勢力がここに接近中よ。
There we go. It was coming. It had to come at some point. Before I can take another step, a massive explosion comes from the lab behind us. A grenade caves in part of the research building, and thick black smoke billows up from behind the structure. I can see the silhouettes of many people through the building's windows. The sound of an intense gunfight can be heard from within.
クルーガーさんの言った通りか。狙いはあのお嬢様だな。2班は攻撃準備。
了解。
Coffee and Groza, huh? Oh, look at this place. Ow! Thank God Groza can tank that. Oh no, okay. Voiceover. Look out, they got some nasty firepower. Cringe, it's always cringe. The enemy squad is well prepared. Engage with caution. You go. You go. You go. You also go. Now... Rosen and Coffee. Bam bam! Here we go. Let me see. What is a good way to do this? Let's get girls to kill this guy. There we go. And then... Oh my god. So many diner gates. I killed this guy. Energets cannot go up here. Hopefully they are going to just keep getting closer to one another, and then it's going to be in a perfect position for Rosa to use her ultimates and bomb them all. Ow. There we go. There we go. Ah, look at that, it's perfect. Easy. Man, that was a long segment. That was a very, very long segment of the story. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours? Okay, yeah. This is everything for today's stream. Man, I mean, this part really is longer than the previous one. I was not expecting, I mean, I already knew it was going to be long, but I wasn't expecting it to be this long. Like, look at that, 2 streams and only did 4 stages. If it keeps going like this, it's going to take me forever to finish this. But it's fine. That's fine. There's still plenty of time before Corposant ends, I believe. Alright. Tomorrow, I will try to keep streaming GFL2. I'm going to keep continuing the story. And yeah, I think this is definitely going to take me all the way into Wednesday for me to complete. Thank you, online residents, for showing up on the stream. And thank you anyone else who might lurked during this period. See you tomorrow, hopefully. And with everything set, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye. Oh man, this music fucking slaps. I still wanna know about my daughter.